Every city has a pulse, and every pulse has a place where it skips. That's where the broken ones live, in the corners where light never reaches. They called this place Gomer, not a city on a map, but a name whispered by the lost. It was where dreams came to die, and where men like Jay learned how to live without them. Thunder. Jay wasn't always part of the night. Once, he was just another kid chasing noise, believing the streets had a kind of rhythm, a beat he could dance to. But the streets don't dance, they swallow. He met Gomer in the back alley of a liquor store. A handshake, a smirk, and a lie disguised as friendship. Gomer, stick with me, kid. You'll never starve. He didn't. But what he fed on was darker than hunger. The first deal came easy, just numbers, faces, and a small bag that carried too much power. The kind that made people forget. The kind that made Jay feel seen. But that's how the street gets you, not with fear, but with attention. In those early nights, they ruled their block. Fast cars, fast money, faster ruin. Every alley had their mark, every whisper carried their names. But under the noise, Jay felt something growing, a weight, a question. He'd stare at the city lights from his window and wonder, how long before it all burns out? Because even stars die, and in Gomer, they die fast. One night, the rain didn't stop. It fell hard enough to drown the noise, to wash the city in a silence it didn't deserve. Jay stood by the bridge, a cigarette between his fingers, his reflection flickering in the water below. That was the night he realized, light bends before it breaks. And his was starting to bend. He didn't know it yet, but that same night the streets were preparing to take something from him, something he couldn't get back. Gomer had a new deal lined up, one bigger than all the rest. And when you mix greed with desperation, the street never lets you walk away clean. That was the beginning of the end. The night the light started to fade. Over Gomer. Chap 2, the alley code. There's a code in every alley, not written on walls, not spoken out loud, but carried in the eyes of those who walk them. In Gomer's world, loyalty was currency, and silence was survival. Jay and Gomer, they were shadows learning how to move together, two pieces of the same mistake. Gomer was older, his smile sharp, his words smoother than the smoke he carried between his lips. Gomer, trust me, kid, streets respect the bold, not the good. Jay listened, and before long, he stopped asking if it was right. He just made sure it worked. They built their name, block by block. Not through strength, through fear. Fear had a sound in Gomer, the sound of a phone ringing past midnight. Jay answered those calls without hesitation. He became the echo of Gomer's ambition. Each deal made him colder. Each night, a little less human. But the thing about darkness, you can't tell when you've gone too far. They started running with bigger crews, names that carried weight, the kind that smiled during daylight but hunted when the city slept. Money came fast, too fast, and like most who taste it, they thought the world was finally theirs. Jay bought his first car, not because he needed it, but because it made the world notice him. Every rev of that engine was a reminder that he was no longer invisible. But deep down, he missed the quiet. He missed being nobody. One night, sitting in the car under a streetlight, Gomer leaned over with a grin that didn't reach his eyes. Gomer, you ever think about where this ends, Jay? Jay just laughed. He thought it was a trick question. In their world, there were only two endings, behind bars or beneath dirt. And somehow that sounded fair. But Gomer, he was already planning his escape, a bigger deal, something that could set him free for good. He never told Jay the full story, just said, "Trust me one more time." And Jay did. Because in the alley code, you never doubt your brother, even when the silence between you starts to sound like goodbye. That night, they moved through the city, two ghosts in a storm. The deal was set, a warehouse near the pier. Just a few minutes, Gomer said. Then we're done for good. But something felt off. Too quiet, too clean. Jay noticed the lights first, the blue and red bleeding through the fog. Then the shouting, then the panic. The alley that once protected them now turned against them, and in that chaos, Gomer vanished. When the dust settled, Jay was alone, Hands shaking, heart pounding, his name now painted across the city, wanted. The streets had spoken, and the code was broken. That was the night Jay learned, loyalty dies louder than betrayal, and from that moment on, Gomer became a ghost. Not just to the city, but to Jay's soul.